Self-care is going to look really different during pregnancy. Hi, I'm Nicole Kauffman from Real Living Made Simple, and today I'm going to talk to you about specific ways that you can care for yourself during your pregnancy. You will learn exactly what you need during this time in order to best take care of yourself and in order to best live well. So if you're excited, go ahead and give this video a like and let's get started. So I don't really have a specific routine to share with you today because your needs are going to look different than anybody else's. And a lot of times when I look at other self-care routines, they'll meet the needs of that person, but not necessarily myself. And especially during pregnancy, it's really important not to compare yourself to others and to really just pay attention to what you need in order to live well. So today I'm going to give you some specific tips and specific strategies and ways that you can take care of yourself. And then at the end, we'll talk about how you can put that into a routine that's going to work for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you can do to take care of you is to make sure that you are getting enough sleep. This can be really hard during pregnancy. Some people say it's the best sleep of their lives, while others never get any sleep. Pay attention to your sleep hygiene, no technology in your bedroom, trying to get to bed at a decent time, having a routine with that, and just making sure that your room is kind of like that haven for sleep is important, but also making sure that you're getting enough for what you need is really, really essential because your body right now is literally making another human being, and that takes a lot of energy out of you. And it's okay to need more sleep than you normally would. I really struggled with that. I'm not a nap person, but during my pregnancy, I was so tired during the day, and I just couldn't make it through that second half of the day without taking a nap. And so it was hard for me to get over that and realize this is something that I need, and that's okay. I need to give myself this break. So trying to figure out, what do you need? 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep? Do you need to take naps? Just figuring out what you need and making time for that. The second thing is to listen to your body. So this is something that you're going to probably take into effect on all of these tips and in a lot of areas of your pregnancy, but this is something that can be hard, especially when you're prone to comparing yourself to others. I know I struggle with this for sure because I tend to think everyone else is fine, so I should be fine. But listening to your body and how you're feeling at the time is really, really important. Are you feeling exhausted? Are you feeling unwell? Are you feeling stressed? Listening to those things, especially when it comes to things like exercise or doing activities, just making sure to really listen to your body so that you can say no when you need to, and you can step back and take a break when you need to. So that's going to be really, really important in all aspects of your pregnancy, just to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and giving yourself the grace that you need. The third thing is going to be to eat well. So this is something that can be really, really hard for many of us in the first trimester. I really struggled to eat well in my first trimester. I actually lost weight because I was just really feeling nauseous all the time and really struggling to get a lot of food down. And, I was starting to get really stressed out because I was all this natural stuff I was trying to do is out the window because I can't eat vegetables, I can't eat fruit, my body just doesn't want it. And so I had to get over that guilt and had to realize it's okay. The most important thing for me right now is to be eating. But that doesn't mean you have to eat salads every day. There are a ton of other ways to eat healthy foods. Make sure you're getting the nutrients that you need and the calories that you need in order for your body to create this baby. Trying to eat well when you can and where you can is really important, but also making sure that you're getting enough. So definitely pay attention to what your body needs in terms of eating and do your best to eat well, but don't put all the pressure on yourself that you have to eat perfect. The fourth thing is going to be to take time for yourself in the morning. This is something that I kind of had a habit of before and had gotten out of, but somewhere towards the end of my first trimester, I started actually getting up a little bit earlier. I also felt so much better because I had that time. So taking time for yourself in the morning, whether that means needing to get up just a few minutes earlier, 10 minutes earlier, or needing to somehow get away or get aside from all of the things you need to do, not waking up and turning on your phone and looking at your emails or to-do list, which I tend to do a lot of times right when I get up, is what do I have to do today? And then your brain's just immediately on that stress track. So trying to take a few moments just to be calm and still and just really start your day on the right track is really important. So the next point is to pamper yourself. So this is something that I struggle with because I don't necessarily think that self-care is always doing the pampering extravagant thing. But this is kind of important, especially in pregnancy. taking time to do what your body needs and to do what makes you feel good is going to be really important. So I know for me, like, if my neck is getting really tight, like, I need to get a massage. And so taking the time, spending the money to do that is going to be really important for me. And that's something that, you know, other people might look at and be like, oh, who's this girl that's getting massages all the time? Like, that's ridiculous. But it really helps me, and it helps to control my neck pain and my headaches. So that's something that's important for me. Another thing that's going to be really important is to do what it takes to make yourself feel good in the morning and to look good. I know I really struggle with actually getting into nice clothes, especially working from home. And I had to actually stop wearing regular pants pretty early on, about halfway through my first trimester. And so I really struggled with like wearing nice clothes during the day. Like, I just didn't want to put real pants on because they weren't comfortable. They didn't fit. Or when I finally got some maternity pants, I didn't want to wear jeans. They still weren't the most comfortable. I actually have this pair of pajama pants that is a size or two too big, or has always been, and I've been living in those pants. They're like these red flannel pants, and they're just so comfortable, and I literally put them on every second I get. So taking time to actually get dressed in the morning, do my hair, try and look nice, helps you to feel better because your body's changing during this time. So you really have to change with it and do what it takes to feel okay. So another thing that I would say is really important is to take time to step back and check yourself, check your mental health, check your mind, and just see where you're at. It's something that's so easy to lose track of and lose sight of, but taking time, I know for me, I struggle with anxiety, so that really started to pop up in the beginning of my pregnancy, and if I wasn't intentional about checking myself with that, I think it would have gotten a lot more out of control than it did. But when I actually did stop to think like, okay, what is going on? Why am I constantly feeling stressed and overwhelmed? And realizing that anxiety was kind of the source of that, I was able to really attack that head on and get really intentional about my coping mechanisms, using old ones and learning new ones, which I do have a post actually about coping with anxiety during pregnancy. I'll link to that below. So if you're feeling really, really stressed, I definitely recommend you taking a step back and trying to consider if this is a healthy level of stress and maybe what you can do to cope with it better. So the next thing would be to exercise or to get outside. And this one is really relative to you, and you have to listen to your body and talk to your doctor and just really pay attention to where you're at. Because exercise is something that some people can't do at all during pregnancy, and others can go gangbusters with it and just be super fit people. And, you know, I always look at them and wish that I could be like them, but I'm over here just exercising 2 or 3 days a week and trying to take it easy because that's what my body needs, but trying to do what you can. And I mean, in the first trimester, it's going to be really, really variable. I actually stopped exercising completely in the first trimester, and now that I've started feeling better, I've gotten back into a routine, which has felt really, really good. So it does help release endorphins and help manage your hormones and emotions, but it also is going to help strengthen you for labor and for carrying and caring for a child. So exercise can be really important, but if you can't exercise, or even if you can, I definitely recommend getting outside. I took the first several weeks, maybe almost the entire first trimester, and it was beautiful. It was summer, end of summer, and I would spend all day working, and then I'd get on the couch at night and spend the evening on the couch because I just did not feel well. Instead of just going and sitting outside for a few minutes. And so I kind of learned that going out in the middle of the day helped me out. Just sitting in the sun, sitting in the grass, just getting outside is going to be helpful. And then finally, building that social support and keeping that social support in your life, continuing those social relationships, your friendships, continuing to stay involved where you're involved, that's going to be really key in your mental and emotional health, and that's also going to affect your physical health. So just trying to be intentional about getting together with friends, whether that's just a phone call or going to a coffee shop or actually going and doing something fun, whatever you're up for, continuing to keep that social support and to stay connected with others, because even throughout your pregnancy, once you have the baby, like, that's going to be really important. So now let's just talk about really quickly how to put that in a routine that's going to work for you specifically, because you can look at all these other people's routines, but until you figure out what you need and what works for you, you're not going to really feel like you're taken care of. You're not going to feel well. Figuring out what things are going to be beneficial for you, really taking a step back and listening to your body and listening to what you need and what your preferences are and different things like that is going to be really important. So how much sleep do you need and how can you fit that in? How much exercise can you get and how can you fit that in? Trying to set your day up for success. And so, taking time in the morning for yourself if you have time, doing what you need to take care of yourself. So I'd really encourage you to take a look at what you need, what works for you, what really helps you, and then to try and put that in and build that into your schedule. So trying to set a routine for your sleep, trying to set a routine for your mornings, trying to make sure you're scheduling in getting outside or getting exercise and getting together with friends, different things like that is going to be really important. So if you found anything helpful here, I'd love for you to comment below. If you have anything else, I'd love to hear it because I'm always looking for more ways to take care of myself and to feel better, especially during pregnancy. So go ahead and comment below if you have any other ideas or questions, or if you'd love to share your routine. A lot of times it is helpful to look at other people's routines and kind of piece them together for what works for you. Go ahead and give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll be notified when other videos are posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.